Hear me? All right. Okay. Welcome, and I want to remind you about the concert tonight. There's a Deep Purple cover band playing tonight. So you can have the guitar on stage with Deep Purple. This one is serial number 1. Yeah, that comes with me everywhere. So, this is your second language, speaking in English. So I'm not sure how good this works, explaining technical things. So how are we doing so far? All right. Well, amazing. You guys do know everything. That's good. That's good. It's a pleasure to be here. People are wonderful, and there's a nice echo of that back. It's like you're in a big stadium. Hello, number 23 for Croatia. Please look. All right, it doesn't sound exactly like a stadium, but there's a big echo. What do you want to talk about? Guitars? Okay. This is a Japan guitar, Steve Morse model, 4 pickups. The one I play during the show tonight is mostly, well, here, I'm going to play one from the music store. Oh yeah, this plastic here comes off. And it's with these 3 pickups and a 5-position switch. These are all the sounds that I use, even with the blue guitar. And the blue guitar has a 4th pickup for recording only. And I found there was only 5 sounds combinations that I used. And by using a 4-pole, 5-position switch, we could get them all to happen like this. The guitar's a little bit heavier, but still bounces well. Try that with a Les Paul. That became one of my requirements for the guitar. Was I want a guitar that I can practice, for a few hours a day without feeling bad and without strain. My technique alone is very strange, the way my right hand is. I'm a left-handed person, and I think that may be the reason. But my right hand is very strange, very stressed out way of playing. So when I practice, I don't need to be fighting the guitar. The guitar should be sitting there balanced. Anyway, the top is beautiful, quilted, and some binding, but even though there's binding, it's rounded at the edge, so it doesn't hurt your arm to set up. just plug into the amp and use the humbuckers for distortion and put it in the middle position. And this pickup will cut down the volume quite a bit. Same exact channel, same amplifier channel. And because angle amplifiers are very good at high gain or low gain changing, they accept the guitar with low gain very easily. And, anyway, this is called the, I don't know what finish this is called actually. Tobacco Sunburst. I totally knew that, huh? I was just seeing if you remember. Okay, it's called Tobacco Sunburst. Anyway, this guitar model with the 3 pickups is the Y2D. And that was back in 2000 when they had the Y2K scare because they thought all computers were going to take over the earth. It was 20 years ago when we did this, that first guitar. So that's about 25, 26 years now. Which is odd because I'm like only 19 years old. If anybody has brought their lunch, there's some food with them, and they need to keep it warm, right here is a good spot. So, if anybody would like to cook some eggs or something, this is perfect. Wow. I'm not saying the lights are bright, but okay. So we'll try playing a little bit. And I brought my band along. MP3 band. All you can hear is the tweeter and then some subs. All right, so one of the things to notice while I was playing, I changed the pickups a lot. Sometimes when you're playing down low on the guitar with distortion, it sounds better if you use the bridge, the pickup closer to the bridge, because you get more harmonics and it sounds better down low. Going up high, you get a fatter sound if you switch to the neck pickup.
Hello.
When you're high on the guitar. So, and then sometimes in the middle, I use a combination of both. And the reason is to try to make the same amount of clarity. If you use the neck pickup down low on the guitar, you'll get a lot of distortion and an ugly sound. And if you always use the treble pickup, the bridge, if you always use the bridge pickup, you'll get a very thin sound up high in comparison. Does anybody have any questions before I go on? Oh, come on, somebody's got a question. When do I have time to make music? Good question. When you're touring, most of your time is spent checking into the hotel, getting ready, returning phone calls, returning email, getting ready for the, getting a shower and everything, getting ready for the gig, warming up, going to sound check or gig or whatever, or guitar clinic. Then you're at the gig and you're signing stuff at the in the dressing room. People are always bringing things to sign. Everybody's signing things and change clothes at the gig and get ready to play. Talk about the set a little bit. Play this show. Get finished with the show. Change out the sweaty clothes. More things to sign. Eat some pizza. and then get back to the hotel very late, and then drink lots of water, more emails, phone calls maybe, phone calls to home. Then the next thing you know, you're being woken up, time to run to the airport. Put your bag outside in 5 minutes, it's time to leave. So go to the airport, wait in line, move to another line, wait in line, move to another line, wait in line, go to the gate, wait. No, they're going to board, go, get in line, no, they're not boarding, go back and wait. Get ready to board, all right, now you're in line, and they try to take the guitar away from you. You talk to them very and get on the plane and wait some more. Yeah, then when you get to where you're going, you wait till everyone gets their stuff out, and you can get your guitar, then go walk down the escalator to the baggage claim and wait. So I'm a professional waiter. That's what I do. I cannot believe how well you understand English, especially English spoken by an American. So I'm very impressed. Oh, okay, yes. Connect. Okay, good. All right. Good question. How about the equipment and the setup? First of all, I borrowed this angle lamp because I have a Steve Morse model angle lamp that I use with Deep Purple and with Steve Morse lamp. But we have 110 volts on that amplifier, and the transformer. So we had to borrow this amplifier from
Mario Zidar je posudio pojačalo striju, znači gitarista potreba kazališta. Jedan aplauz za njega.
Alright, so guitar to a tuner. The tuner is a TC Electronics tuner. Very good tuner. And the reason it goes through the tuner, in this case, the tuner has true bypass. If you take away the battery, when the tuner is off, it will still go through the tuner. That's one of the tests. Some of the other tuners I've seen, they say, oh, don't worry, it's total bypass when you're not using the tuner. Okay, take out the battery, remove the battery, and see if it really still is. This one is. So it's actually got a switch that goes around the circuitry. So it's going through some extra wire, but nothing more than that. No circuit. So guitar, tuner, amplifier. And then from preamp out, go to two delays. A memory man delay. One memory man is short, very short delay with some chords. So here's the short. Very subtle. The delay is set for all wet, no dry. Output of delay to volume pedal. Not just any volume pedal, Ernie Ball volume pedal. So then volume pedal to amplifier number 2. Same with the long delay. Here's the long delay. When I press down the pedal, the main amplifier doesn't change at all. It's only the second amplifier adding delay. So nothing changes. The dry amplifier, amplifier number 1, stays the same. So this is very useful for like I can take one note and make that one note stretch and then cut it off instantly by using the pedal. Why not just leave the delay on all the time? Okay. That's what you get if you just have one setting for the delay. So what I prefer to do is when I come to a fast section, lift up, take away the delay. Then when I get to a slow section, bring it in. That way, you can have lots of delay for the slow parts. And if you play, I tend to play little short passages with 16 notes or 30-second notes. And to take away the delay there makes it more clear. And for me, playing guitar is with a rock guitar with distortion is all about finding a way to make it clear. So one of the key techniques for me is being able to control the effects. So the effects are only in this amplifier. This amplifier, no effects, just guitar, amp. That's the sound. When I play with Deep Purple tonight, almost every song is just guitar, amp. And in a few spots I will add some delay. But in a big auditorium, you don't need much delay. So it's basically the guitar and the amp. I turn on the short delay for things like this. In fact, one of the tunes I was going to play next has this. It adds a little bit of air to it, or something with harmonics. It's very, very ideal. Combine that with some more delay. Some extra volume, like say there's a part with rhythm. I'm only pushing down the short delay for one phrase. Now why should you only push down the extra volume for one phrase at a time? Because the sound man will go, wait a second, I can hear guitar. And he will look for which channel the guitar is in. And just when he's about to turn you back down, then you make it go away. He says, oh, okay, everything's okay. Some men like to hear drums, especially bass drum, and vocals. Snare drum, bass drum, vocals, that's about it. If you are trying to be heard in a band, the best thing you can do is to have dynamics. When somebody else is taking the solo, find a way to make your guitar sound smaller. Here's what I do. If let's say Don is playing a solo in Highway Star, instead of playing instead of that, I'll select a pickup that's not quite as loud and so you can still play rock and roll, but just find a pickup that sounds a little smaller. That's why I have single coil pickups here. I put the single coil pickups far away from the string. In this case, this particular single coil pickup. Put it a long way away from the string. Then when I go to that pickup, I get less gain, less volume from the string. And that allows the amp to not distort as much. Plus, I turn down the guitar a little bit, and that allows more clarity from the amp. And when you have a nice, clean tube amp like this, well, clean, I mean very clear. It's clear whether you're playing distortion or not. And this technique will work with almost any amp, but really shines here. So another thing you can do to make your guitar sound smaller to the sound. Let's say there's somebody's playing a solo and you've got a riff. You would play the same exact riff. Turn down the guitar a little bit and mute the strings. Put your hand on the string. Make the notes shorter, so there's space in between each note, and it makes it easier to hear the other person singing or soloing or whatever. And another thing is to simply cut the rhythm of what you're doing. Like if your rhythm part was supposed to be, maybe you can do if there's enough rhythm from the drums and bass and everything. But try to find a way so that the guitar is not always the same volume going. Because then the sound man will say, I can't hear the bass drum and snare drum and vocal as good. There. Now that sound has gone away. That annoying sound of the guitar. So your job is to make the guitar a musical instrument, so that the only time you hear it is the only time you hear it very loud is when there's a featured guitar part. In other words, if you play with dynamics, you'll find that the sound man will have you in the mix more, because he doesn't have to dumb you down. You will find that wherever you're too loud in a section of a song, you'll be turned down, and most likely you'll stay there. So that's what I'm saying. Find a way to make your guitar sound smaller when somebody else is featured. Okay? That's a big lesson. And even if you do that, you will find some sound men just don't like guitar. I mean, really, that's the bottom line. Sometimes it happens, and you know. That's one of the frustrating things about being on a team. When you're in a band, you're on a team. And the team, you know, everybody plays a crucial part. Soundman is very, very important. All right. I think I talked for a long time about that. But that's the basic setup. Guitar to the amp, preamp out to the effects, set the effects, even if it's an octave divider, even if it's a echo, even if it's a reverb, set it for all wet, no dry, bring it back into volume pedals, bring the volume pedals together with a summing amplifier or a plug-in box into the effect return of the second amplifier. The reason you don't plug it in the front end where the treble bass and everything is because you already have the preamp sound from the first amplifier. So bring it, send it, make the second amp a slave power amp by plugging it into the effects return. That means you're only using the big tubes. All right, anybody have any questions? Yes? What do I think of Richie Sambor? I think he's great, and I have met him. I like the fact that he's a nice guy. And the whole band, and when they were at the, doing their Living on a Prayer tour, they were huge megastars, and they still were very nice to me, even though I was playing them. I don't think, there's lots of underrated guitar players. I have to say that lots, and every town, I'm sure in this town, you've got half a dozen guitar players that could play as good as anybody on any record. Okay, well, this is what I'm talking about. Every town. So being like famous or well known is a matter of working hard for enough years till maybe you get lucky. There's a saying in my country: the harder you work, the luckier you get. So if you give yourself 5 years and say, if I'm not famous in 5 years, I'm going to go quit. Then probably you should buy your lottery tickets. That will give you a better chance. 5 years of lottery tickets will probably give you more chance of living forever on the money or whatever. But if you want to make a living and make people happy and have the best communication device available for the world, then be a musician. Don't ever judge yourself on what a critic says, what any magazine, any critic, anybody on the internet. In fact, you almost shouldn't trust anything you see on the internet. Because every time somebody does something that's done well, there is always somebody there to say, that's terrible, that sucks, that's the worst thing in the world. So, judge for yourself. Don't judge anybody by record sales, by how many amplifier cabinets they have, how many gigs they play, how many times they're on the radio or TV or whatever. That has nothing to do with music. That has to do with the music business. The music business is like selling stocks or making money off the stock market. Some people win, some people lose. Overall, everybody stays the same, average. So music business means some people get a lot of fame and other people get cheated out of fame. So don't invest in the music business. Don't make your energy of your life care about the music business. But if you want to do this for a living, spend 8 hours every day working on your compositions, your technique, your practice, playing with other people, transcribing things using your ears, contacting people and saying, hey, we've got a band, we need to play somewhere Friday night. Can we play over at your party? So find somewhere to play every week. Make a goal and keep exposing yourself with the music. Don't ever give up. Try to tour and give yourself 4 years, 4 decades. At the end of 4 decades, if you have worked 8 hours a day and you love music and you have tried for 4 decades and have gotten nowhere, write me a letter and I will refund the price of this clinic to you. when the guitar I'm using with purple is a floating one. We have it set up for floating. This particular one is set up with a hard stop. When you have a hard stop, that is, you can't pull it up. You can only go down. When you set it up as a hard stop, it keeps its tune much better. But if you ever exceed the pressure of those springs, the springs on the back, then it will start to go out of tune. So that's one limitation. And I believe the sound is a little bit more pure with a hardtail. That's all. It's just too much metal. But my favorite, when I need a whammy guitar, the Floyd Rose style works the best for me. And it's a dated technology and it's very heavy, but it works best. So I like them both, but I only use the whammy when I need it. Yes? The process of composing, good question. There's many. I intentionally changed the way that I compose. One tune that I'm working on may be on keyboard. Another tune may be actually written down. And the third may be something that I did on like a guitar, like just one riff, and I'm trying to extend it. And another might be a chord progression that I like. And I was working on an album with a singer, and I had this version. Very complicated guitar part. It never stops. So I couldn't devote all my attention to thinking of the melody. So what I did was I recorded that and made a loop of that. And then I would sing the melody to myself in my head first. Like imagine, that's one thing I do for sure, is try to imagine something before my fingers find it. Just imagine what a perfect melody would be. And then try to find it on the guitar. That's why every day, some of your practice time should be developing your ears. A great game to play is if you have another musician, is both of you turn your back and the other guy says, you say right, correct note, but wrong string. To where you not only can hear the note, but you can hear which string, you can see which position it is on the guitar. And then when you get good enough, you can try doing things like. And then as you do that more and more, your ears will get faster and faster to where you hear something and you know where to go. It's 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes every day. Do that. Get a note from somewhere, even if it's from the television. When they're telling you to buy toothpaste, say, what note is that? And see how fast you can find it on your guitar. Every day, every single day, do that. 5 minutes. And that will help you. So that when you hear something in your head, you think, oh, yeah. No, oh, yeah. Then you can quickly go to your guitar and play. So that's the process that I use a lot. Normally, I will play, say it's a riff, and then just stop and listen. What does my mind hear right there? And I heard some kind of drum. And it repeats. So your mind is already designed to be creative. From the time you're born until you're 4 years old, our minds are so creative. And then when you start going to school, the process school is there to teach you to quit being creative and sit down and shut up and do your work. And that's what we're supposed to spend our entire lives doing. So you have to be able to flip a switch and say, I want to go back to that 4-year-old that can see things that aren't there, that can hear things that aren't there. That's what I want to do. But you need to control that switch so you can also remember the things you need to remember. Anyway, those are some ideas for creativity. If you have a very complex thing, record it, listen to it, and give yourself distance. If you're working on something all night long, stop, do something else. Come back the next day and play it one time and listen and say, is that really good? If you work all night on something, by the end of the night, you will think it's the greatest thing in the world. But because you're not subjective, you don't have, you're too subjective, you're not objective. You need to be a judge. And you can't be a judge if you're working on something for hours. So work on it a little bit, leave it, work on something else. Come back, listen to it and say, I like the first part, but the second part is too long. And then you have to be the judge of everything you write. But don't worry, if you ever get something on record, everyone will be the judge of everything you do. Yes. Okay, the intro riff, Ted McKenna. What I use is the single coil pickup combined with the neck position humbucker. And so have some gain. Something like that. Anyway, the idea is it's a banjo roll. Banjo roll is where you do thumb and 2 fingers. I hold the guitar pick out of the way. Yeah, use 2 fingers and get underneath the string. So you're not going like this across the string. You're getting up and pulling it, and that makes a different sound. Here's a normal. Get underneath it and pluck it. Then, with your left hand, you press down the note and then lift it. So, make it back. That's the basic idea. So sometimes you can get a better sound on the guitar with your fingers than you can with a pick. Many slide guitar players in America use fingers because you can control the strings very easily, and when you're playing slide guitar, and it makes a nice warm sound too. Is that video coming out all right? Good. The video? Okay, good. That's really cool. Thanks. Yes? Heelless?
Yeah, the guitar. Back up the guitar. See, you're removing all the pain.
Oh, this was when I broke my hand. I had to play a gig 2 days later. I had to play another gig the next day. And then the next day, I flew back to America. Then I had to play 24 gigs with a broken hand. So what I found was I needed just a little bit. I had a cast on my hand. So it was like this. and I couldn't reach this note here. I was just hoping to hit maybe a G, and I couldn't quite do it, so I shaved away a little bit of the cast and a little bit of the guitar. That's using, you know, the grinding wheel. I know, it's bad. Yes?